I'm your host, Coach Monica. I'm joined today by Coach Darcy, and we are here to guide you through the ins and outs of a lifestyle that's transformed not just our lives, but the lives of countless women navigating the waves of perimenopause and menopause. Whether you're here to shed weight, understand your body better, or simply find a community that gets it, you're in the right place. So sit back and enjoy the next few minutes as we tackle the hot issues of today. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hot issues of today, huh?
Yes. Why are you so on to the side of you're like over here?
I'm over here.
You're like leaning towards me. Let's lean together.
Oh, yeah.
Look at this.
Yeah, I am.
That's cute.
That's funny. Let me move my monitor here. Let's see.
Happy day today. It's a great rainy day.
Oh, it's bright and sunny.
Oh,
here.
it's
Hold
rainy.
Hold on.
and
Gotta fix the logistics here. Reset. Let's go. Whoa. All right. But today we have missing pieces in my office that were here yesterday.
Yes.
That are not here today. We don't have a Jeep door behind me.
Yeah.
So
No,
I did not realize that. That caused a lot of angst with our clientele yesterday.
You know, we're so used to seeing your office, cutesy, and then you were like additional like Jeep door.
The Jeep door. Because everybody should have a Jeep door behind them when they do a live, right?
Yeah. Hey, while we're on here, would you please share out this video? I just did that on mine.
Yes.
Like, follow, and we're going to talk about some things that we kind of talked about yesterday, but I thought it would be great to extend it a little bit more.
Yeah, kind of give them a sneak preview into what our group coaching was like yesterday. I think it's really important. It's really important that we take on this kind of attitude of resilience, because what is missing in the weight loss world these days is resilience. It's not there because number one, we don't have to, because we got medications to take care of our resilience temporarily.
Yeah.
So we don't naturally have to build that resilience. We don't naturally have to do the work, right? Yep. Some people are. Everything I say, somebody can come in and counter, Monica, you're wrong. Yeah. I did this. I lost 400 pounds and I've kept it off for 10 years, right?
That's awesome for you. But it doesn't work for everybody.
No, most people does not work.
Filled my feed this morning as I was looking at just some news and all that stuff is it's no longer like usually my feed on the interwebs is about carnivore or keto. And their ways of how they coach it, and this is the fastest way to lose weight. Well, the newest thing I forgot that I've been absent in this area is the products.
Oh yeah. Whew.
And the products that you don't have to do. That's the wrong way to do keto. This is the way to do keto, and you can get into ketosis in 30 seconds or 30 minutes. And I'm like, okay. So who's calling you? We were supposed to focus.
We just talked about it. And I just put it on Do Not Disturb.
That's funny. But the products there's new products out there, and there's some new researches apparently, and it's like, okay. Well, yeah, again, it comes down to products that we're pushing, that something that can be done naturally without products. So it's just feeding into the convenience and the let's lose weight quick, because that's all it's about.
A lot of people will say, but Coach Darcy, don't you sell a product? Because we're not anti-products. There's some things like allulose is my favorite product right now.
It is really, RX sugar. That's my new favorite.
It really is a natural GLP-1. Yep. We're loving every minute of it, but it's not the RX sugar. It's not the RX sugar that's making us lose the weight. It's our lifestyle that is. It's just a tool. So there's lots of good tools out there. But some people say, well, Coach Darcy, you're selling a product too, right? So what makes you different than any of those products?
Well, ours is not a product.
It's a service,
It's a
and we want to
service.
fire you. We
Yes.
want you on the program for
Yeah.
3 months. We want you to take off, soar, and launch into your own health journey and not need us again.
But side note, we do like our long-term clients
We do love them.
because they are amazing.
They are amazing.
We like to
And
get
when
to
you're
know
with
people.
us long enough, you just get it for
Yeah,
free. So
absolutely.
you and then when you're with us long enough, you become a coach for us. So
Yeah.
that's our goal. We want to give you the tools to lose the weight permanently and not regain it. I just passed my 8-year mark last Tuesday,
Yeah.
and I don't
Wait,
thank you.
I had to do that for podcast listeners.
By the way, I still have coupons out there.
Oh.
I do still have coupons out there, and I even gave your programs my coupons. So so you could just tap right into that, right?
Right.
But we want you to do this forever. We want you to be long-term successful, not needing us again. Are there people who come back to us? Yes, there are people that come back to us and say, "Oh," and then the 3 words like hit my life, and then life happened,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That's normal. What
Yes.
is not normal is you have to take this pill, potion, shot for the rest of your life in order to keep the weight off. That's not normal.
Right.
That is not okay. And so that's why we do what we do.
Mhm.
That's why we do.
Yeah.
But yeah, those it is just really annoying.
Yep.
Natural GLP-1 in a pill. No, you're not
Listen.
eating the crap is what you're not eating.
So today, what we're going to talk about is the thing that a lot of coaches don't talk about enough because
Mhm.
it's not just about let's lose 30 pounds. Here's the secret sauce.
Don't
Yes,
tell them that.
well, no. We're going to tell them the secret
Okay.
sauce because
All
we
right.
don't hold anything back.
Okay,
Like
we don't. You're right.
we are transparent.
Yes. Yes.
And the fact of the matter is, yes, initially we want to lose weight. That is our
Yeah.
ultimate goal. But to have long term weight loss, health, freedom,
Mhm.
it's not necessarily about the weight loss. It is about at least 4 or 5 pillars. We're gonna
Mhm.
pillars or systems.
Mhm.
I'll say systems because that's
Systems,
what we're
yeah.
gonna talk about.
And it's 4.
Yeah, it is 4.
Mhm.
Okay, so we
I mean,
have
you may have a
I
special
don't know.
one.
I could probably make one up right now. It's the body, the mind, the spirit, and social.
Mhm.
Those 4 right there. If
Mhm.
you are off balance from those,
Fall on your
then
butt.
you can just waste your monies.
Mhm.
That's what you're going to do is you're going to waste your monies. So,
And that's what those pills and shots don't fix. They don't fix
yeah.
the body, mind. They might fix the body for temporary, but they don't
Yeah.
fix the spirit. They don't fix your social life because you're still going out there and you're still
Yep.
gorging on the wrong kinds of foods that are making you obese in the first place. You're still doing all of those things. You're not healing.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, we're going to talk about that today. What are the things that make your weight loss sustainable? And what is the secret? We're just going to talk about one. What is the
Yeah.
secret ingredient? And we're not taking credit for it
No,
today.
we're
We are
not.
not taking credit
No.
for it because we're going to talk about our hero, James Clear, today.
Yes. Brilliant.
Do you want to kick it off?
Yeah, I mean, we just need to read the one quote and we'll go from there
So
because then we can. So the one quote is habits do not restrict freedom, they create it. So that is, we're quoting James Clear in there. And what does that really mean? So habits do not restrict freedom, they create it. The question is, well, then how? How is that?
Yeah,
Okay.
right. Well, it says the second sentence here. In fact, the people who don't have their habits handled are often the ones with the least amount of freedom.
Mm-hmm.
I did not have my habits. When I was 272 pounds, I had no habits formed. And let me tell you, I couldn't get out of bed without breathing hard and rolling over 3 times just so I could get a head start so I could get my body out of bed.
Right. So that sounds like those are your bad habits that created that
I had
situation
no freedom
for you.
I didn't have freedom when I went to a wedding and I saw the little white chairs that I thought I was going to break every time. There was no freedom in that. When I walk into a wedding today, complete freedom. And that was based on doing what we're talking about today.
Yeah. Now these are going to be healthy habits versus the bad habits because as someone had mentioned last night, we we dive in and it's all about the bad habits and talking about, oh, that's a bad habit. That's a bad
Right.
habit. That's a bad habit. Well, when you are so focused on the bad habits, we lean into doing the bad habits versus, okay, let's focus on, yeah, the things that we shouldn't do, but what's the opposite of the things that we shouldn't be doing? So those in this book, sorry, in this book, it talks about the systems and this how the systems then create these habits, these good habits, which and I'm going to quote another section. It was like on the page before, is as habits are created, the level of activity in your brain decreases, and you learn to lock in on the cues that predict success and tune out everything else. And I associate that with, how we don't like to be uncomfortable. And when we don't like to be uncomfortable in situations that we're so used to. But how do we grow? Well, in order to grow,
you get uncomfortable.
You got to be uncomfortable. So when you step outside of your comfort zone, then you start to realize, yeah, it's hard at first. And then all of a sudden, as you create this new place of comfort, you get to be used to it. And then now you're comfortable with it. So
he also compares it to, he talks a lot about my brain in this book and about how we think about, there's so much in our brains, especially as women, and I'm not going to speak for the men because I don't know.
We don't know
but there's
men
so
brains.
much in our brains going, and if you imagine a bottleneck, like when you create habits and you put those things in place, your brain stops working as hard and it stops bottlenecking where you're just completely frozen and you can't do anything because the habits are working themselves. You're automatically doing the health things. For example, I am so in I taught myself how to eat. So it's not even a question of what do I do? What do I eat? What do I get there? I'm not thinking about that because the habits have automatically kicked in, and I can be released to go do some things, whether it be at the gym, which I didn't go to this morning. I'm so sorry, Lou. Did not go there this morning. But
Oh,
you release your brain to do other things, and you actually can accomplish more because the habits are automatically working themselves. You're not even thinking about them. Like, do
yeah.
you think about brushing your teeth every night? You don't. It's just a habit that you've created. Hopefully, it's a habit you've created.
Right.
The flossing is a different story, but I don't tell my dentist that.
They
I
know.
always floss my
They
teeth.
know.
Yes, I do floss my teeth.
It's just like how we are, in coaching and we're checking macros. We know you're not losing weight. We know that you're not being very honest
The
with
math is
yourself.
not adding. The math is not mathing. Oh, we do.
Yes.
We do have that.
Yes.
We'll have clients come to us. I just don't understand
I
why
don't
I'm
know
not
why
losing weight. And we look at the macros and we see 600 calories. Well, I know something's going on there.
Yep.
Somebody's not tracking their food.
Yeah. Yes.
Right? Yeah. We
But
know things.
going back to even like the habits that we create, like we're not saying that when you do this, it's going to be like taking a product where it's going to be super easy and quick and things are just going to fall off and your drawers are then going to fall off, the next day because you took this product. What we are teaching and pushing and promoting in our program is it's going to take a lot of being uncomfortable and it's going to be a lot of work. But in the end, it goes back to that freedom where you are no longer, you're no longer holding yourself down. What was your brain decreases those things because you've learned it. Now it's coming easy.
Yeah.
Now it's instilled in your brain and you've done all the hard work. You've done everything that it takes to have a long-term lifestyle of then now freedom because you're not worried. You're not bogged down. Nothing is holding you down.
Yeah.
A lot of times in my journey, I felt held back because of the insecurities, which the insecurities then went down to my weight and which then went down to, everything was linked together in a negative way. And then once I was able to turn that around, I did all the hard work. I was then able to have the freedom that I needed to, serve at my church and at ease, serve my kids at ease, be able to go to the ball field and practice, throwing and pitching with the kids. All of that is freedom to me because I am not letting the negativity, the physical part of my body hold me down.
Right.
It's the chains that are broken, and I love how it goes to this book as a reminder of like, well, this is freedom, but this is how we get there.
Right.
This is what we have to do, and yeah, it's gonna be hard.
And in the same breath, you can build habits and you can break those habits, and it can send you spiraling backwards.
Yeah.
When you say, let's say you have a habit of tracking your macros and you're doing so well, or you've gone so long without a bite, lick, or taste, and suddenly Grandma Susie says, hey, here's some apple pie, and you taste it. You can spiral those habits backwards because the body takes the path of least resistance, and the reward pathways that you open up when you break those habits, you're brought back to square zero where you remember. Now, you can absolutely get those habits back, but you've got to intentionally do the 4 practices that we are working with our clients right now about. We're not going to go into those. You can read the book yourself, but you have to intentionally do that. And the second time you do it, it's harder.
Yeah.
And the third time is nearly impossible. So, along with creating that freedom, you can also destroy that freedom within a couple of days, because our bodies naturally go back to the path of least resistance, which I don't like tracking my food. I have to track my food if I want to keep my 130 pounds off. It's just known to me. I have to do it. And
Yeah.
I'm okay with that because by tracking and that habit, it's bringing a freedom of I don't have to worry about the scale going up. And I am at peace. And I don't have to worry about diabetes coming back. I don't have to worry about those things. So, I mean, think about the freedom when it comes to diabetes, type 2 diabetes, and PCOS. Think about all of the women who are trapped in infertility right now because they have PCOS, because they've got these hormones raging through their body that they could literally take care of and reverse by eating around your hormones. By the way, that is an
It is so
unspoken
good.
hidden program of our program, that we need to start talking about more
Yeah.
because
I
the
posted it in
hormone
my group.
shifts. Yeah. The
Yeah.
hormone shifts that you can do and reversing PCOS and reversing all of these things are just historic.
Yeah.
And so that does bring freedom. Sometimes a little too much freedom because we've had 5 keto babies born out of reversing and fixing hormones. Talk about freedom.
Right?
So
anyway,
the sickness that really encapsulates you, the statins. I just woke up to the most heartbreaking post this morning about statins causing Alzheimer's and how people have full trust in their doctors and are taking these statins and losing their memories.
Yeah.
Like, why are we doing this? Why are we shackling our health because of things that we can change? We have the power to change these things, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
saddening.
It is really
Saddening?
sad.
Sad.
It's really sad.
Yeah.
So we want to empower you today.
Yes.
If you take anything from this, take the empowering that you have the power to change your habits. When you change your habits, you change your life.
Yes.
I'm sure somebody said that somewhere.
Well, you
Probably
just did now.
Probably Mel Robbins said that.
But the facts are you've got to want it. That's the biggest thing. You've got to want it enough to be able to work on all 3 things.
Yeah.
And again, I'm gonna emphasize, like, you're gonna see all of these health coaches out there say, "Oh, this is the quick and easy thing," but what they're not teaching you is all 4 of those topics of body, mind, and spirit. They're just giving you what you want to hear, and then you're giving them your money to lose this weight. But then what's not changing is the cycle that you keep getting in, your dieting cycle. And when hold on, what's that quote that I use? And I've been using it a lot. The best way to gain weight is to go on a diet and then get off of it.
Yep.
And so that is your diet cycle. That's what it's talking about. You're not fixing anything but the pounds around your belly, around your face, around your arms. So then you can fit into that cute little swimsuit of yours. That's not fixing long term.
No.
And
No.
so when you are, so let's talk about like a couple of things, Monica, about like what are some systems that can be put into place to then create a healthy habit, such as, okay, let's do the gym because that's kind of where we both are. Okay,
I'm not there.
Yes, we are. We're gonna get you there. So you're a client of my goodness, you're a client of mine, and the next step for you in the program is to gain muscle. You want to gain muscle because, again, side note, going to the gym is not going to make you lose weight.
Nope.
That it starts in the kitchen first. So, since you've started in the kitchen, now we want to tone your muscles, and you absolutely hate going to the gym. Okay? So, what are some things that we can do now to put some systems into place to then create a habit of going to the gym or creating movement on a daily basis?
Well, the first thing I have to do is I have to put my clothes out the night before, and I have to have my tennis shoes right beside the bed, and I do not allow myself to touch the floor until my gym shoes are on. That's the first thing. If I don't do that, I'm coming downstairs, I'm going to find the news, and I'm going to watch the news, and I'm not going to the gym.
Right.
So the first step for me has to be where I put my clothes.
So, are you sleeping with your clothes?
You know, I'm not going to say I haven't done that.
So that's a great first one. So having it visible and
Oh, and they got to be cute. They
I
got
was
to be
going to say
cute.
you've got to let it be cute.
They got to be cute. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not going to the gym in non-cute clothes for sure.
Right. So that is what is the
Make
word?
it attractive.
Make it attractive. So you're making it attractive, you're making it visible.
Accessible.
And
Yep.
accessible.
Yep.
Very accessible if it's on your bed.
If it's on my body.
That maybe is for starters, for
Yeah.
people that absolutely hate the gym and you just put your, I mean, I've heard that, like my Mark used to sleep with his clothes on for school for the next day.
Oh yeah.
So he could sleep in a little bit longer.
You do what you got to do.
Yes.
Let me tell you.
And then the next step after that is, okay, you've got your clothes on, you're sitting there, that coffee looks really appealing, and you are just like, okay, I have my clothes on, but I could just sit here with my clothes on and drink coffee instead. Okay,
right.
What's the next step that you could take to then, okay, no, you can't have that coffee yet. You need to do what first?
You got to make it easy. If I am a member of a gym an hour away, I can tell you I'm not going. There are a lot of gyms. There are a lot of gyms that are nice gyms here in Warsaw. I have to make it easy. Mine is right down the street from me. My friends are there, and so if it is not an easy place to get to, if I have to drive an hour before I get there, there's no way I'm going.
Right.
And so it has to be easy.
Okay, but and you mentioned something in that statement about friends. Well, what if you don't have friends?
Well, I just went in there and said, "Hey, this is who I am. You want to be my friend?"
So
No,
you made friends
you just
in
gotta
the
go do
area
it.
that you
Yeah.
needed to create a system with.
Right.
So you can't, for all of you introverts out there, yes, it's going to be uncomfortable, but in order to be comfortable, you've got to be uncomfortable.
Or maybe they are. I think of Planet Fitness in that little tiny room in the back. Maybe they do belong back there because they are introverts and they want to go work out 30 minutes and do not anybody touch me or bother me. That may be their style too.
Yeah. Another way of going about that is if you do have friends. I've had some of my clients do this as well, is seek out people that you know in your life already that say, hey, I'm wanting to do this. Do you want to do this with me? And if they say no, then you can either like, you know, explain or sell yourself so that you can like, this is why we should do this. Or find someone else that is willing. It could be a random person that you know in your life that you wouldn't have ever expected. And then that's a good way to create a new friend that maybe but now you are going to be gym buddies. So the reason why I say that is because now you are creating this system of bringing somebody along with you that's holding you accountable. For since I do go to Planet Fitness and I'm not advocating for them. I'm just, saying that's where I go, because it's easy. It's not very far away, but they have a black card that you can purchase, and you can bring a friend. So I at first brought a friend that didn't have a membership there. So they depended on me to get them into the gym, and I did not want to let them down. So I don't know what that might be terrible coaching, but that's the thing that got me is I did not want to let them down. So it got them to the gym, and then it also helped Planet Fitness be sold it to another membership
there
eventually.
You go.
But
there you go.
It was
that's why our programs that we run sometimes like the group program we're running right now works so well because you can bring a buddy.
Yeah.
It's very easy to lose weight when you have a buddy with you doing the same thing. And so that's why our group programs are so popular. Some people need the one-on-one and they need the kick in the butt straight from the coach. Other people are like, hey, let's do this as a group. How many? That's why the weight loss challenges at work are always so popular.
Yeah.
The problem is they don't have the accountability to keep going. That's the problem. So, by the way, June 23rd, next Monday, is when our next group kicks off. If you would like to join that, please message us for the link. We have a private link that we'll send you. It's not a public link because we only run this about every other month. So if you want to jump in with a group, have complete group coaching, that is less than $100 a month for 3 months. Incredible deal. So
it is great.
If you need that, please DM us for that link in particular.
Absolutely.
Now, how do we do this fourth law? Make it satisfying. Like, translate for that for me in the gym.
So
you got a corner on this market here.
Well, first of all, your accountability partner should, be fun. So, and if they're not, then make it fun. You can always do these, I don't know, make it. Okay, so in the gym, I am not like doing consistently the same thing over and over. I'm a squirrel when it comes to working out. But now we have been able to go enough where it was fun, and we were like, okay, how do we get lean? How do we get these muscles like these people that are in here? Some of them are in there all the time, and they don't look like they have very much muscles, but I see them every single day. But it, making it fun, making a system.
You can actually see the difference, and seeing those guns on your arms, that makes a difference.
It does, and that's the consistency, and that's the consistency of putting the system into place. Then it's rewarding when you're actually seeing that your strength is growing and that you can carry this chair over your head, and you see other people struggling carrying the chairs.
Right.
It's just a consistent part of that piece where not only are you listening to music in your ears, you're talking to your friend that you are bringing along. You're trying new exercises. That was one thing. I think yesterday I brought up, and I saw this exercise on the internet because there's a lot of great sources out there. Some of them are kind of dumb. When you could do an easier, not an easier, but a different, simpler exercise, and it works the same muscles just as well. But people are getting creative out there, and I think it's called the bear. And so I saw this and I brought it to our group, because, by the way, my group has grown. So we are just keep bringing more people along with us. But they're like, who made this? Did you make this up, Darcy? And I was like, no. And then my other friend that started with me, she's like, she's seen this on the internet. This is an internet thing. And it was hard. It was fun. It was a lot of laughter, seeing us do this workout in public. But it's something that we've not only created a friend group, but we find our sources on the internet and we try it. And if it doesn't work, it's never done again. If we like it, then we add it to our system in the gym. And now we are now doing like a leg day on Monday. And now this is probably not the right way for any of you gym rats out there, but this is what we do. This is what works for us. But we're doing leg day on Monday. Tuesday, we're doing arm day. And then Friday, we're doing like a total body. And it just makes sense. We're feeling stronger. We're seeing results, and that's what keeps us going back. Not only can I just say and emphasize, for the most part, is the accountability of having somebody there with you and or calling you up saying, "Hey, let's be there." And then if they're on vacation, then you've got to figure out, okay, I have got to not go on vacation too. I need to show up to the gym every single time that we normally do to hold on to that system, so that when they come back from vacation, they are back in. Like, they might be a little bit weak from being off of vacation, or for being on vacation for a week and not working out, but it's that thing. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. You're very
So,
chatty this morning.
I know,
I
sorry.
didn't even have to show
Sorry,
up
not
this
sorry.
morning.
Sorry, not sorry. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's the
Awesome.
systems that I put into
You can't
place.
do this. Yeah. Yeah. You can't do it. And that's the missing piece. That's the missing piece when you hand over your weight loss journey to a medical team that just gives you prescription. You're
Yeah.
missing the systems, you're missing the habits. It Those things will help you tamp down some of the symptoms, but they do not change your core. And that's why you are so successful when you put these habits in place. So, we encourage you, if you are struggling and you're like, I have tried this, I don't know how many times I've done an intake call, and they're like, Monica, I am okay until the 3-month mark. I'm okay. I do really, really good. I kick butt for 8 weeks, and then life. And then I quit. And then something happens. That's why, that's why coaching is changing people's lives. By the way, if you are like, why is a health coach needed? Our company certifies coaches.
Mhm.
We certify life changers to go out there and change the lives of family and friends, and to build corporations. And a lot of people are like, is health coaching over because of the shot? And my response is no. Actually,
Mm-mm.
we need double the coaches right now. We need help because we are just now starting to see the fall of the medical field when it comes to weight loss. We're starting to see the failure of these people who have been on the drugs, and they're coming off the drugs, and the weight loss is coming back, and we're seeing crisis happen right now. And so now, of all times, is when health coaches are needed. And if you're not educated and prepared to help people when they start to come off of this cycle, it is a tragedy. And so we encourage you, if that's you and you're like, you know what, I'm really kind of done with my corporate office. I'm really kind of done with going to the office every day. I want to build my own corporation. It is possible for you to do so. And so that's another thing, that if you are interested in becoming a health coach, we give you a business in the box. Not only do I teach you what the ketogenic carnivore lifestyle is, not only do I give you the science so that you can help your clients, I give you the whole business in the box. So I give you the legal documents. I give you a startup company right away. When you take your exam, you pass your exam, you are entered into this community where you've got all of those things pre-done, so you can start coaching tomorrow. And so that is something that, if you are like, hey, I've been wrestling with, I just kind of want to get out of corporate America, think about it. Think about becoming a health coach.
Yeah.
So again, systems are needed. Systems in
Yes, they are.
place are
They are.
needed for this. So, and by the way, if you want to join our group coaching program, we start Monday. So that's a quick turnaround.
That is.
Um, we've got a couple people that are enrolled in that and getting ready to start. So,
Yeah.
any last minute words of
Um,
encouragement, of wisdom, of
yeah, I would just say, focusing on this lifestyle change is again, it's not easy. It's
mm,
not an easy thing, because what's happening is you're going to have all sorts of excuses and
mhm,
to not do it because you can't do it. But initially, it comes down to the fact that yes, you can do it.
mhm.
It's just that you
You
have
got to want
got
it.
to, yeah, you've got to build your time around what was somebody said something. What was one of our clients said something about building your time. You remember?
Oh yeah, it was
Hold
so
on, I'm gonna
good.
find it.
Something about you make time.
You
You
make
don't. You don't find time. Yeah. It was really good.
Time is not made, it is found. That
so
is
true.
was beautiful.
That
and
was
so
true.
just utilize the fact that you can find the time to do it. You just have to say no to other things, which no is a complete sentence, by the way. We can say that all the time.
I said no to the gym this morning.
You did say no to the gym because you did not have an accountability partner to meet you there. So
yeah,
look at, do you see Clark right there?
Oh,
He's so
Clark.
cute.
Oh,
I
he's
just now
waiting
noticed
for
he
you to
was
say
there.
the words. He's waiting for
Yeah,
you to
he
say the
is.
words. Does he
Sorry
know?
for
He knows the words of when
He
we are about
does.
ready to close out, and he'll
He's
be
getting
right by your.
restless.
He'll be right by your side. Oh, that's funny. Except mine
Oh.
does the same thing. Only he is not so cute and not so gentle. He's the Great Dane that will nearly take down my desk, knowing that I said, "Okay, well, it's great to see you today." Oh, you
goodness.
guys, if you need help, if you're struggling, if you are one of those yo-yo dieters who have, maybe you're on the shot and you're like, I need to know an exit plan. I really empathize with those people who've chosen the shot, because some of it, it does work. You just got to have an exit plan. And so, yesterday I was posting my hormone program, because it's such a hidden gem of our program.
So good.
But I posted our GLP-1 recovery program underneath the hormone. So it was just a whole mixture of everything. But if you're on the shot and you're like, I am scared, coaches, I'm so scared that I'm going to gain this back. Already we're seeing the tolerance thing happen with the shot, where you're on it about a year and then suddenly your body becomes tolerant to it. And it just kind of like, when you were young and you had the antibiotics that didn't work anymore.
Yeah.
That's the same thing is happening with the shot. And so some people are panicked right now, and there's no need to panic. First of all, if you panic, you're going to gain the weight back, because that's cortisol. You're going to spike your insulin. You're going to have a mess. So stop thinking about it. Stop panicking about it, and just put your plan together. Put your exit plan together. If you're on the shot, we need you 4 months before you stop taking it, by the way. Don't come to us and say, I have my last shot. Please don't, or you're going to go through hell and back again. We'll get you through it, but it'll be hell. So don't do that. We need you 4 months before you stop taking the shot.
Yep.
Right?
Yes.
If you decided that you're not doing that, you're not doing the medication way, our signature plan is probably the best in the country. 3 months, hardcore coaching for 3 months. We get you through those crazy seasons. And then at the end of that 3 months, if you're not quite done yet, you can click renew. Everything stays the same. But that's usually where we start. Unless we get a client who's like, Monica, my hormones are messed up, I have PCOS, then we're going to recommend ageless keto.
Yes.
Because we need to fix your hormones before we can start anything. So,
and can I say it works very well?
It does. Yes. It does.
So
I have a grandbaby to prove that.
That's so true.
Well, and some of the women are like, but Monica, I already went through menopause. Will that help me? Absolutely. We go through the menopause reset. Absolutely, it will help.
Yeah.
We use the moon cycles with you. So pretty cool stuff.
That is.
Coach, what do you have on your calendar today? Are you coaching today? Here he comes.
Here he comes. Actually, today I have, like, my clients like to do Monday and Wednesday. So Tuesday is kind of like a coach's corner day.
Yay.
Moved. And then, so we'll be doing some education.
Do you know what I get to do today? You didn't ask me, but I'm going to tell you.
Oh, well, you didn't let me ask you, but okay.
So I have 2 clients today. I had 11 yesterday. My gosh. Woo, my brain's on fire by 8 o'clock. But today I have 2 clients. And then at 3 o'clock, I have to go hold my grandbaby. While her mama gets her hair done.
Okay. So, oh, man, that sounds like
it's a hard job. It's really going to be hard. But I think I can do it. I think I can. She is an angel. And the other one, when you hear, just wait, when you hear the words, Mammy, Cookie, oh my gosh. There is not a thing I wouldn't do for that child. Not a thing.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, you little sucker.
When you have grandkids, you're rewarded for not killing your own children.
Yes.
And I tell you, that is the truth.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, my in-laws right now have both of my kids, and I'm sure it changes when they get older. But and then in the same breath, no, it doesn't.
No. Cookie?
All of y'all suckers.
And don't you even ask me what kind of cookies I give my grandkids.
Nope.
Oh, guys, we are here every Tuesday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 11:10 this morning to be exact. Y'all aren't on time anyway. It's usually 11:10 before our fans start to slide into the room.
Yeah, we're just
especially that Gary. Gary is always late. Oh gosh.
All right.
It's good to see everybody.
Yeah.
Make sure we had a podcast download this morning. We are talking about the 8 saboteurs of weight loss. I think that's the one that was released. Beyond the Scale, Weight Loss and Wellness. Go over to Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts and download that for us. I also have been very regular in my blog. So another blog was dropped this morning.
Nice.
So go check that out. And we're just excited to see you. We're excited to see you.
Yep.
We pray that you are doing amazing. If you want to join our group coaching program, make sure you get your application into us before Monday, because Monday it starts.
Yeah.
You're gonna be dropped in the deep end on Monday.
Yeah.
So
and initially, all in all, there is hope and there is freedom. You just gotta find it.
Absolutely.
It's not that far.
Go get this book. Go get the Atomic Habits book.
Atomic Habits.
It'll fire you up.
Buddy. It's a good one.
All right, everybody, we will see you next Tuesday morning, 11 a.m.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Hey, it's Coach Monica here. Guess what? If you're fed up with feeling stuck in your battle with weight or food, I've got something just for you. Check out our free Facebook groups. Over at Food Addiction and Recovery, I'm over there waiting for you. We're going to walk this journey together. It's about getting real, sharing our stories, and lifting each other up. We're in this together every step of the way. And if you're curious about changing your life with keto, the Weight Loss Project is where you want to be. Coach Darcy is amazing. And together, we're not just talking about losing weight. We're talking about finding a happier, healthier you. So, what do you say? Are you ready to join us? The links are in the show notes below, and I'm telling you, this is more than an invite. It is the start of something great. We cannot wait to see you